Sorry mate, you can't come. Alright, and I'm here at Manchester Airport, very excited because this is my first of 3 flights to get me over to Japan. First stop Helsinki, which I can't wait for, but I'm here very early. I'm like 3 hours minimum before the flight is due to take off, so I'm waiting outside until I can find the desk to then check my bags in. They're probably not going to be much footage from now until I get through to security because they frown on that for obvious reasons. We'll try and get through and then I'll come back to you in a minute. Plan now is to find a bar and have a drink.
Vår kapten heter Akimianti och vår beräknad flyg till 2 timmar och...
Thanks very much.
Thank you, bye.
That's the last bag, so I'm going to chance it. Right, well, I'm here in Helsinki, and first problem is that I think all of my bags are going straight on to the next flight tomorrow. And I'm in a hotel tonight, so I'm not going to be able to get any of my belongings. But otherwise, it's a taxi to the hotel, which isn't too far away from the airport. Hi. Yeah. Here I am in my hotel room. It is late. It's getting, I think it's about 11:30 Helsinki time. Good news is that there are towels and shampoo here, so I'm going to be alright getting clean, and my flight isn't until the afternoon around 3 o'clock. I'm only about 5 minutes drive away from the airport, so I'm going to get a good night's sleep, get up in the morning, have breakfast, and make my way back into the airport from there, obviously keeping my fingers crossed about the skis and the bags, but we'll see in the morning. So, good night. That's bright.
YouTube stars who have 40 million subscribers between them will fight as professional boxers for the first time tonight.
I think this is going to be the biggest event in the history of YouTube content creators, potentially even the platform. The amount of outside media attention it's got is huge. I've been trying to figure out where and when I can watch it, but I think I'm going to be in the air because my next flight is to Shanghai this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Luckily, I can still be in this hotel room until 12 o'clock. I've had to make a decision this morning on what I'm doing when I land in Sapporo because I've had the option to actually go and travel a little bit around, link up with some colleagues before we get up to Niseko. But as you saw from earlier on in the vlog, it's snowing now in Niseko, which I'm getting really excited about. So I want to get up there, get settled in and get familiar with the area. But I'm going to just do a bit more editing now and then we're going to head back to the airport. The one thing I am going to take away from my short time in Finland is that things are very expensive. I am just in the airport, but a square pizza and this pint of beer has cost me over 20 euros, which has left me pretty gobsmacked. Okay, so a bit of an update. That is my flight out there. I'm flying on Juneo Airlines to Shanghai, and then also when I go on to Sapporo, my first leg was with Finnair. I was trying to see if I could get my boarding pass for the flight to Sapporo before I went through security, but the desks weren't open for quite a long time. But luckily I've got a couple of hours when I get into Shanghai before I make my connection. I don't sleep well on flights. This is a 9-hour flight now, so I'm looking forward to watching all the movies I possibly can on the in-flight entertainment, and I'm also loading up on podcasts. I've got about 2 hours now, so I'm just relaxing here, doing a bit more editing, and then it's going to be time to start boarding the flight. Well, I'm in here in Shanghai. My body clock doesn't exactly know what the time is, but according to a clock, it's somewhere around 8:30. So my flight to Sapporo isn't very long away at all. Bit of an experience getting off the plane. All the sort of foreign internationals, we sort of had to wait around in a corner, and then we had to be led, almost like we're on a tour group, to get our new boarding passes stamped before we were then led back to where we initially started to then go through all the security stuff. But yeah, lots of good movies on the last flight. Airport is really, really clean. Both Helsinki and Shanghai have been really huge, tidy airports, which I really like. Time to get on now and head to Japan. I've arrived, I'm here in Niseko, and I am struggling to keep my eyes open. There were no delays on any of my 3 flights. Adding on to that, both the airline staff with Finnair and the 2 flights with Juneo Airlines were incredibly polite and made me feel very comfortable and at ease. In fact, the Juneo flights were early, which really impressed me. One thing that did catch me off guard was both of the Juneo Airlines flights had what I would describe as an air marshal on it, who had a body cam, and every sort of 15, 20, 30 minutes he would actually walk all the way down the airplane. I'm not particularly sure why that is, if there's heightened security at the moment on planes within China, but it was something that I'd not come across before. Another thing for me, as someone who hadn't travelled to this part of the world before, I found that on the legs flying into Asia, there was not very much information given to me on the flight about did I need to fill in the landing cards and what sort of custom information did I need to fill in. I was really confused when I landed in Shanghai. And when I was trying to touch down into Sapporo, I had to rely on someone next to me in the cabin to actually translate. But a positive to end on is that the first leg of Juneo Airlines from Helsinki to Shanghai, I got to fly on the Dreamliner, which is a gorgeous plane to fly on, very smooth, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to bring this vlog to a close here now, guys. Seen a bit of snow on the tops of the peaks before it went dark. Tonight I'm going to recharge the batteries, and then tomorrow I'm going to get out and do some exploring. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.